Someone is coming back to Elm Street. He is not friendly. He is not patient.
Kill for me.
And he is not a welcome visitor. But he has something terribly special for the new kid on the block.
It started to happen again. Dad! I'm in trouble. You've had some scary dreams, okay? Help!
Daddy can't help you now.
There's something inside him.
Fight him! You are not afraid of him. He doesn't even exist.
Freddy Krueger is back on Elm Street.
Get out of here, Lisa!
Jesse, fight him!
Watch out for him. He'll be in your neighborhood soon. A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 2.
You are all my children now.
Freddy's Revenge.
Hey YouTubers, Hankster here, and welcome to another classic movie review. And we're going back into our Nightmare on Elm Street review series with Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. And this movie features Mark Patton, Kim Myers, Robert Russler, Clu Gallagher, Hope Lang, and of course Freddy returns, being played by Robert Englund. And of course, Robert is the only actor from the original movie in this to return to this particular sequel. This movie, of course, takes place 5 years after the events of the first one. Nancy has been committed to an insane asylum, supposedly. Her mother, of course, has apparently committed suicide, but no definite word about what happened to her police officer father. No reference to him at all, so we'll just have to keep guessing. Of course, we do see him again in part 3, so just wait for that particular review. And of course, there's a new family that has moved into the Elm Street house, and of course, past high temperatures inside the house, and Jesse not unpacking. There's not much bad stuff going on. They're kind of adjusting things to their new lives in the new house until Jesse himself, the lead character in this movie, starts being plagued by strange dreams, mostly involving a man wearing a red and green striped sweater, a dirty brown hat, and of course a glove with long knives. Yep, Freddy Krueger is back, but oddly enough, he doesn't want to kill Jesse. He needs Jesse, and yes, Freddy Krueger has gone into the possession business. He wants to possess Jesse so that he can go into the real world and kill. He feels that's a better angle to go onto instead of just killing people in their dreams. He, of course, slowly starts to possess him, even though Jesse is not in on for this idea. He tries even to convince his friends, including his love interest, Lisa, who does want to help him, of course. They even go as far as discovering an old diary that Nancy has left, with references to what had happened there before. Of course, Freddy does find time to be successful in his possessing of Jesse. He uses Jesse to kill the school coach. Of course, Jesse's one male friend, and of course, Freddy goes berserk during Lisa's party, pool party. Of course, things come to a head when Lisa tracks Freddy down at his old boiler room. This is the only time that we see Freddy Krueger's boiler room outside of the dream area. This is, you know, the actual place, instead of it just being the dream realm. And it's through, basically we just find it, it's just through the love that she has for Jesse and Jesse has for her that frees Jesse from the evil influence of Freddy Krueger. Or has it? Gotta say, for this particular production, it kind of goes different than not just how the Nightmare on Elm Street movies have gone, but also a lot of how other horror movies have gone into slasher films. Usually, the main antagonist that goes after the villain in the movie is usually female. Oddly enough, I don't know totally why, but usually the woman, the person that goes up against the villain and usually defeats them is a woman. You know, the Halloween movies had their female characters. Friday the 13th did the same thing. But Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was kind of moved away from that briefly. Now, even though Jesse wasn't totally effective on his own, he still had to have a woman there to help him take Freddy down. But it was, you know, finally the guys had their chance to defeat the bad guy in this movie. Interesting. Now, another interesting point of this movie is that the appearance of Clu Gallagher. Now, you might remember Clu Gallagher from another horror movie that, oddly enough, came out that same year. That was none other than The Return of the Living Dead, the original movie. He, of course, played Bert, the owner of the medical supply warehouse. That movie. So he kind of had a lot on his plate for 1985. This, as I said, this came out a year after the original Nightmare on Elm Street. So, which made it pretty interesting. Most of the Nightmare on Elm Street kind of came a year or so after the previous one, so it was like one right after the other, which was pretty interesting, especially when the production values got more and more, and they would get better special effects. Of course, by the third movie, we'd see, you know, it being more mainstream movie than it was a B movie. But it was a pretty good movie. Some special effects. There was some gore and stuff, not as much as the original one. And all, but it was pretty good. Freddy Krueger was starting to come more into his own in this movie. Of course, he really would come into his stride in the third movie, which of course will be Dream Warriors, which of course would launch Freddy Krueger fully into the mainstream, and that will be our next Nightmare on Elm Street review. I hope you enjoyed this review, and just stay tuned here for more reviews and whatnot here on the Multiverse. See ya.